I'll try to get to them, but I won't be able to see the camera too well. But I'll come back and check every once in a while.
Check it for you.
Or Angela will check every once in a while. All right.
So fun videoing for you to check out the YouTube channel. Napdesign Co.
It is crazy windy. All right. I'll put it there. All right, so if you guys can't hear me, I don't know if you can see me or not.
I got you.
I don't know if it goes up anymore. But if you guys can't hear me, like she said, go to the YouTube channel. You can check it out there because I'm mic'd for that. But we're going to make the little Texas coppers today.
Copper.
And then we'll probably just do some ingots too. Let me show you. I'll grab them. We'll pour some of the copper ingots. So basically what we do is we take all the anything copper without the solder. So if we got pipe or anything like that, I cut all the solder off, so it's just pure copper. And we melt it down, make ingots. So when we want to sand cast something, we just go grab an ingot and then make it. So on Whatnot, can you guys hear me okay or not? If you can just let me know. What's that?
We haven't yet.
Okay, so I made these a while back. They're little Volkswagen. I'll grab the original. I made some plastic ones back in the day. And I put a magnet on them, the Volkswagen. You can see it or no? Okay, so anyway, we just made some sand cast of them. But I was using some new sand, the petrol sand, and anyway, it gassed off right before it set. So this bottom side's solid, but it gassed off. You can see the air pockets. I did stamp it, but we're just going to melt these today because I don't like the way they look. So we'll get those made into ingots. All right. I'm going to put on the other glove. I'll take the camera. Hope you guys can see inside there. I'll open it up in a second and put those pieces of metal in there. Actually, I'll do it now. I gotta get my glove on. It's so weird having to put gloves on. Sorry, guys.
Thanks, Dylan.
All right. So it's not glaring hot yet, but anyway, we're gonna take the Volkswagen deal, and I hold it above it just a little bit because I kind of want to acclimate it as much as I can. So I'll get that one put in there. A second.
Copper.
This one here, since they didn't turn out, I'm going to put them back in. Can't get my phone too close. Golly.
I can hold it.
Yeah, you lit. I'm almost burning my phone. Anyway, so you can see the VW in there. And when you start the gas on this thing, you never want to close the lid and start the gas, because if you do, it'll actually pop that top. So you got to start the gas. I just do it gently. Flip it. Where's mine? Okay. All right, sorry for all the wind noise, guys. I hope you know they're gonna melt. Yes, sir. So now while we're waiting, it's probably gonna take at least 5 minutes. I don't know if I can get. So I'm using a double forge. This is out of the Czech Republic. that makes that. It's a super nice forge. I have another one for silver, but I like using this for copper and aluminum. We all break wind. That's what it sounds like, right? So here's the molds. So I did the reverse Texas mold. I do have to get the other one, but when it comes out, that's what it's gonna pop out as. But so then when you do, actually let me go grab the. I don't know if I have one that's not hammered yet. I do hammer them. Let me hand this to my wife right quick.
Where are you going in the house?
No, just right here.
Oh, okay. That's fine. So for those of you all whatnot, Josh is live streaming on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, Napdesign Co. YouTube, he's on whatnot as Napdesign.
All right. I'll just hold it for a second. So when they come out, they're gonna look something like this. This one's pretty bad because you can see that this was probably the first one out of the mold. It wasn't hot enough. So I do hammer finish them. I'll let you hold that. And all hammer finish is basically I take a 4x6 and I'm sitting on a little chair. I'm putting it down flat. The reason I hammer this counter so malleable. If I put this on the anvil and I'm hitting it with steel on steel, it's just gonna take a back melt it too. Because I don't like the way it turned out, but I'll show you how to do the hammered. It's literally just sitting here and you hammer the crap out of it and try not to hit your fingers. My little girl, my youngest daughter, Clementine, I said, just don't hit your fingers. And she was doing this for a while. And then I took over and I hit my finger and I go, ow. And she goes, what'd you do? I said, I hit my finger. She goes, you're not supposed to do that. She had just turned 5, but apparently she's smarter than I am. But usually like an imperfection like that, you can get it, you can take it away. It's kind of like doing drywall. If you do a smooth finish drywall, you're gonna see any imperfection that's in there. And that's why when people build houses, they typically put a texture on the wall so you can get away from those imperfections. So you can see how that's got that line there. And you always want to hold it tight to the wood. Because if you just do this, it jumps all over the place. So realistically, I can make this one look pretty good to get rid of that line. And the number thing with pouring too is you never ever want to get any moisture in that metal. It's basically what's going to happen is the water will drop in, and if it's steam, it'll explode, and you got molten metal all over you. So that's why I got to wear the apron and all that. I should be wearing a face shield too, but I don't.
We have a question. What's the use of doing it?
The use of doing it?
Yeah.
It's just a whole lot of fun.
That's it.
Be like, man, I hate that guy. No, just kidding.
Well, what about the hammered look? Probably is
the hammered look. So essentially, with hammering it, do you remember that big line that was sitting here? Or if you just joined, there was a big crack-looking thing here. It's because when the two metals, I poured on this side, but it didn't get to this side fast enough. So then it left a line in here. So it basically hides any imperfection. And then when you polish it out, it looks like that. You can polish it higher if you want to. You can make it into a mirror, but I don't want to do that right now. So, and I do have my Maker's Mark stamp. I stamp them in the back. So it'll look like that, and it's just marked CU for copper.
Tilt it a little to the side. Like tilt it down a little bit.
Can you see that?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right, let's check the metal and see how it's doing. All right, let's check it. Let me see this one here. You can kind of see that VW in there. Sorry for all the wind noise. It's super windy today. You kind of see it bubbling on the top. I can see it with my eyes. I don't know if you guys can zoom in with your phones and see it or not. But it's fixing to start going, so probably like another 2 minutes or so. So now that we're getting that close, start putting my gloves on for this. Always make sure you have good gloves, because it sucks grabbing it when it's hot. You'll only do it once. Ask me how I know. So anyway, you always want to preheat. So if anybody recognizes this is an old school cast iron for bread, or cornbread. So I just use these for making little pieces of corn. It's kind of just a cooler way, instead of just making the rectangular ingot. I like making the little corns, because then they're a little bit more fun. I'll grab one of those out of aluminum. Is it still blue? All right, so this is what so when they come out of there for the aluminum, then it just looks like that. That's aluminum though. But we have a whole ton of aluminum. So, but anyway, to preheat it, you just set it on top. You get it pretty close. And these are graphite molds. I gotta check and see how this gas is doing. Oh, here's another thing. So with the propane tanks, this one's getting near the end. You can show the tank. This one's getting near the end. So whenever you're using it for a while, the liquid gas is getting super cold on the inside, so it's going to start to freeze up. And so that my temperature is going to, or my gas level is going to go down. So you just rock it a little bit, and it'll start bringing that back. But I probably got another pound in here that I want to use before I have it filled again. So we'll just make it work today. Don't show me like that. All right. It's getting close. But I'll show you this too. So we just picked this up. We just got this last weekend, I think. It's a bell, obviously. 33.5 inches in diameter, and it's 3 feet tall. So we're going to restore this one. And I got to cast a hammer for the inside because it's missing the hammer. But eventually, before I die, I do want to make a bell. So we're going to make it out of brass is the plan. So those will actually get cast in the ground. So I'm kind of excited to do that. That'll be a big chore. But
About after.
Don't do that. We don't show that. Here you go. All right. It should be close. It is super close, so There, it's breaking now, finally. Here you go. Show that. It's breaking over, so it's almost all liquid now. Still just got a little bit left to go. You should be able to pinch in on the screen. If you zoom in, you should be able to see it, hopefully. Here you go. I'm gonna have to get the slag bucket too. Right? All right, we're pretty close. Let me put these. Oops, that one got a little hot.
Thanks for the share.
All right, now we can just shut it off in here again.
Wow.
Oh, it's super crazy hot. You can bring it in. So this is just a regular stainless spoon, but there's a little bit of slag on the top, so I'm going to warm up the spoon just a little bit.
Are you back up or not?
No. I'm going to pull that slag off the top. It's stuck to the spoon, so let's leave it. Give me 1 second. Let me turn it back on for a minute. The problem with it being so windy is it likes to cool that surface right away, so we're going to have to move pretty quick. I just got to... Okay. There we go. And the same thing here. It's just regular steel, so I put it down. I don't touch the crucible right away. I like to get it acclimated just a little bit before I grab it. There we go. Oop, that one didn't turn out. So the Texas one did not turn out right yet. I'm gonna set it back in there. But it's kind of cool to see how hot that is right now. But so I'm gonna take the Texas one, dump it out. This just goes right back in. We'll start melting those. And if it's a short pour, they don't turn out, obviously. So that just goes back in. That's the nice thing about casting metal, is it always, you can just melt it again. I'm gonna do the same thing with this one, but I'll keep that corn because the corn turned out pretty cool. Sometimes you got to wait for it to set just a little bit before it'll actually dump out. But I'm gonna turn this back on. We got to get a good Texas pour right away. Anyway, you can bring it to the water. So then when you quench it, it makes a cool sound. You see how gray it is right now? And then it starts to turn the copper color with a little bit of black on it. Let's see. Oh, that one. That's right. We're gonna put those tongs. There they are. That one does not want to come out today. There we go.
Oh, we're in the shade again.
Oh, you can't see or what? So it's kind of cool. You can see how dark gray it is. And we'll throw it in the water again. And then just to here, we'll just get it close. When you put it in, see if you can see the color change. Yeah, it's not the greatest. But anyway, now I don't really want to keep this one. I do want to melt this one again, but actually it doesn't matter. I'll just keep it on here. But if I did, what I would do if I wanted to throw it back in the crucible right now, I would just set it on top. And basically just let that get all the moisture off of it, because if I would throw it in the pot, in the crucible with moisture on it, that'll explode out. It'll cause instant steam and blow it out. So when I do the Tex ones, it's usually like over 100 degrees here in Texas, with just a little bit of wind, and so they actually turn out really well. I can get 5 on average. I can get 5 without having to restart it. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, I'm going to see how these ones are doing. It sounds like the gas is getting a little bit. I'll show them. They want to see it. So I usually have the gas between the 2 and the 3, but since we're coming to the end of the bottle, it's starting to freeze up. So then you can slowly start seeing it going down, and then you hear the foundry just getting a little bit quieter. But I'll watch. Once it goes down, right here, it's under the 2 now. It's just slowly going down. I'll just shake it a little bit.
You want silver too?
Yeah. The silver, I use the smaller foundry though. There, no. You can show it now. And then it starts bringing that back up, but we're actually getting a little bit low. Silver is a lot more difficult to pour, so I use a smaller crucible. I'll grab that. So for the silver, I typically use the smaller crucibles versus the bigger ones. So just size comparison, because you want to have a lot more control with the silver. Copper is copper, so this one here is for my aluminum. So I always have, so this is my silver one, this is my aluminum. So silver, aluminum, that's my copper one, and you got to have ones for brass. Brass is super dirty, so like any plumbing fixtures, there's white brass, yellow brass. So the white brass and yellow brass, I'll use the same crucible. That's no big deal, but it's super dirty. The flame that shoots out is usually like a yellow-green, kind of ugly. and it smells real bad. So that's why you always have to do it outside with proper ventilation. You can do it inside if it's vented really well, but it can make you sick. So I'm gonna put these back. We're gonna try a cow or a Texas one. I just want the Texas one to work, and that will be good. No, nope. There's plenty in there. Make sure you just stick that back in the water. Yep. In the sun, I can, I guess. Ugh. All right, we should be good. I was just thinking, the last time I did this, I used the smaller crucible for the Texas. That's why. There you go. And when you bring your crucible down to temperature, now that this is done, I'll just shut the gas. You always want to bring the temperature down real slow, so I close the lid, and it'll sit out here for a few hours, and we'll put it up before it gets dark out. But if you let it just sit out in the open air, it dries out, or it cools way too fast, and it can crack your crucible. So here's that color one again, if you want to watch it. Now that the deal's off. That's cool, you couldn't see that. And then this here, I poured a little too much in this one, it looks like. Yep. So I will eventually redo this one. I just got to use the smaller foundry, or smaller crucible. I wasn't thinking, but you can show that. So you can see the little bit of excess on the top right there. So that's the difference between once it comes out and then what it'll be afterwards. All right.
Yes, we're in Shiner, Texas.
So anyway, you can take it, and then after quenching it, it's cool enough to hold. So show the chairs behind you. So that's the one that just came out. I could clean this one up, just cut this out. That's not that big a deal, and then hammer this finish and put the knapsack and then the CU for copper in there. So I guess I should do that.
It's been half an hour.
Has it really?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, he does silver in the
smaller crucibles for the silver, because the silver's got to have a lot more control. Silver is real picky. As soon as you pour it, you better have heat on it right away just to keep it in the mold, because it likes to solidify almost instantly.
I think we have a silver one on our YouTube, right?
That one sucks.
That one didn't turn out. Spoiler. But you can see.
Yeah.
Our YouTube is just Napdesign Co.
But yeah.
I think it was the last live that we did, actually.
I think so.
This one was silver.
Yep. That's all I
Is that
got.
all?
So hopefully you guys enjoyed yourself a little bit, and now you got to see how little Texas coppers are made. And yeah, that's it.
Okay, well here.
All right, I'll end the live on this one.
Hey, if you're late, you can jump over to our YouTube and watch the whole thing. Napdesign Co. Okay, thanks for tuning in, guys.
All right. Yeah, appreciate you guys watching.